Good evening. At least I'm happy. I'm sure, as was reported in the morning, there were more international participants. At this stage, probably, I'm sure the Bhutanese may, if not more, equal international participation. I have just attempted to talk at this conference, not because I have anything useful to say, but basically because I saw the ad of the conference, then was tempted to give it a try, whether the idea that I had would be accepted as part of this or not. So I was happy that they said, okay, you can join. So I'm just trying this. It's not a really professional work as such. Basically, over the years, working as a Bhutanese in the government and as a Bhutanese living in Bhutan, there were certain things that which I thought we as Bhutanese could do differently. And on top of that, when we talk of corporatization, commercialization, modernizing economics, or having business culture, I thought some of the traditional Bhutanese mindsets needs to be probably, I think, looked into and see whether we could do it differently. Because in a competing world, I'm sure some of those things may not really help Bhutan going further. But nonetheless, conferences such as this, which is going to, I think, embark on GNH in business, I'm highly impressed with the lot of work all of you have done from different countries, different institutes, and that would give us comfort that I think things would not be as bad as I would predict or I would appear it to be. Particularly, I took this from the point of view of a retired person, as a registered senior citizen, looking nostalgically back into the life we have lived. And basically, as a child, obviously, we were told by the parents, you can't do this, you can't go in there, this is not a good thing, it's not best for you, things like that. So as a society, sometimes we took those, but then now some of these probably could be reviewed. There are many peculiar attitudinal beliefs and bad practices associated with business. Some of these do not help bring in viable business or entrepreneurial culture in a globalized and competitive world. Today, as many accept happiness to be primary goal of life as individual or society, research confirms that successful business or organization is those that pursue happiness. As the theme of this conference is the GNH of business, I therefore decided, as expressed before, revisiting the age-old businesses, beliefs, practices, and mindsets that affect the manner we Bhutanese undertake commercial activities. In good old days, it didn't matter because geographical boundaries dictated human relations, distance determined the timing and effectiveness of interactions, and how commerce and business transactions were conducted. Therefore, a simple thing like barter trade was the norm, and self-sufficiency is the objective. In that kind of situation, if you get, it is okay, otherwise, next time. Making a kill may not be the end goal. During such a period, assuring the quality service and product was also not too compulsive and an issue. As society, when wants were limited, accumulation of wealth may be regarded as a cause for worry and unhappiness. The richness in quality often led to become a ground of disharmony and cause for discord, feuds, or envy, as is evident from many court cases that are on disputes about sharing the wealth accumulated and properties acquired. Even the marital cases that are next on highest number of cases handled in Bhutanese courts are more about having wealth or not having it. For this reason, even as of the rat race of modern economics, Bhutanese businessmen or shopkeepers are happy turning off a customer from the floor or a door of the establishment. It is uncommon to hear Gon Bachi, Magun Sha, which means if you like it, take it. If you want it, take it. If you don't, get lost. It's true that an expatriate would say that as long as Bhutanese likes the product, she would not question the price. And if a Bhutanese likes the product, the price is not a question. Unlike in the regional markets, Bhutanese shoppers neither take to bargaining nor would they entertain it. Whereas elsewhere, almost the point of irritation of the customer, the shopkeepers or the PRs woo and entice customers or visitors. Please have a look at it even if you do not want to buy or take. They would spread out rolls of materials. They'll pull down to persuade you to buy it. Different products will be presented to be inspected. That's in other countries. It's a tragedy that Bhutanese entrepreneur or promoter would start his traditional with an attitude of an established business houses, which means business big houses. For some of them, the indicator of success as business is having a posh office of the CEO, a four-wheel drive vehicle, a positive balance sheet, and positive turnover may be secondary. Now, some of the traditional beliefs which I was talking about, trying to talk about, is such as, for a Bhutanese, term "song" means to sell. That would generally mean to make a profit. So anything to sell means you, in a way, think that you should make some profit. Songni means quality is not immaterial. Then there's a term called songtam, something for sale. Hingtam means something which you like to keep. Then we have for standards like rub, ding, tasum. Everything you may classify it into first class, second class, third class, or number one, number two, number three, like that. Then we are very comfortable with terms like atsichi keme. Little bit doesn't matter. And the other thing is that we'll say that our people, our friend, our relative. You know? So these are some of the terms that I would like to elaborate on it. Songni means, I recall most Bhutanese would understand what song to mean something that will be exchanged or sold, maybe for a profit. That means kepsa. It's not to be sold if it is not to bring in kepsa. So anything which may not bring a price, so this thing may not sell it. For Songni, it may also mean okay. That term could be also loosely understood as okay, even if it's not sold. The quality is immaterial or of no importance. That might be a product bright in color, but may not be made to last or usable for long. And when you make that kind of thing, it will make it look sellable in terms of attractive, but you do not worry about whether it lasts long or not. So this is why sometimes you buy a mask, probably after some time it might fall into pieces. It's the fabric, it may. In fact, this morning I was carrying the bag I was given. After some time, what is called the loop to hold on just came out already. You know, things like this. The other point is, if anyone were making or weaving a product, often conversation would start by someone asking, is it for Songni or for Shani? If a lady is weaving, somebody might just start a conversation saying, oh, is it meant for your own use or you are selling? You know? So that would mean the quality standard to keeping will be well woven. No. Songtam, hingtam, that's another term, which means, as I said, is that is it for sale or is it for keeping? Now, the other thing is about this quality standards, the classification I'm talking about is generally in Bhutan, every product is classified into three categories, rub, ding, and tha. Rub meaning the best, ding medium, and tha is the lowest. These standards are flexibly applied. As such, a builder may bid for rub, which means the first class, and deliver or supply drink or even the tar. So you bid for the first class work, but you may give second class or even third class product. That would mean poor quality products or substandard works. All these have adverse bearing on the scarce resources and substandard public facilities. And most public projects, you may have seen timber roads with a lot of potholes. May not be necessarily be because of budget, but basically because somebody did not do a sincere job. And that happens because the term called Jigme. Now, we have, as a small society, it's okay. I say, oh, if I want something or something, oh, it's only a little bit. If it's a tender amount, a little bit, oh, it's a little bit difference, please give me consideration. So that would probably pose a lot of problems. The other compromising trait in Bhutanese is accommodation, which is Jigme. A little or bit is not significant, or it doesn't matter. Jigme, implying that anything is acceptable. As Auditor General in early 2000, I detested such an attitude to be not an acceptable excuse. It is not to be an acceptable practice because in bigger projects or accounts, a point or an inch totaled up can be millions or make a world of difference. And if it were a structure, it would either be undersized or oversized. Above all, taking a fountain pen, my favorite example at that time, if its lead is made little small, it can't be used. And if it's tiny bit bigger, it can't be used too. So it will be loose, so the lead has to be the right fit. And the best example I favored was case of height of a wall in a structure. Now, you say a little bit doesn't make a difference. Say a land, the sort of a wall with a length of 30 feet. If the prescribed height is increased or decreased by an inch, they might say only 1 inch difference. If one allows that, then what happens? If the length, 1 inch. If the height, 1 inch. Above all, waste of resources, things like that. So in money terms, the employer gets pure, lesser, small products for building a small, or the money for an oversized money gets wasted. Avoidable expense. This is also happening while we may laud our association with Buddhism as compassion is necessary and kindness is good. This also sometimes poses a problem. I could sometimes term it as misplaced changshisem, or a compassion which is probably misapplied. Religious values such as jamba, kindness, nyingje, I think empathy or pitying, also play a big factor in how these practices are being accepted. Though it's not unknown for a Buddhist value that it is not honorable to temper dre in sang. Okay, while yes, compassion is there, but on the other hand, I think Buddha also taught, and every Buddhist festival we have a Yamaraja's court being displayed. If you tamper with the weights and measures, you'll go to hell or something like that. If you do the right thing, you'll go to heaven, something like that. But on the other hand, there's possibility in the compassion, you might allow this thing to happen. So which means in the end, it is not a really an, I think, compassionate act or deed. Now with global independence, global trade and globalization, with modern communication connectivity, Bhutanese have no choice but be more compatible and competitive if we have to excel or exit. I'm not saying as a GNH, but as a prospering society, as a modernized, monetized economy, and now it's becoming we're becoming part of the, at least not the world, regional market. So we have to do things better than probably our next country. So that means if we continue with this, I don't know whether we will have chance or not. One slot, 1 year, people may buy it, but after some time they said, we cannot buy Bhutanese products. You cannot do business in Bhutan. So this is why this is thing. It's not uncommon to hear that Bhutanese goods and products are substandard. We have cases of like, for example, cordyceps with nails or cordyceps butter with banana or some things like this. It's because we tolerate substandard. Substandard goods get supplied because there is no market for quality products. Now this market needs to be created by demanding quality products. There is a vicious circle, a nexus between vested interests and scruples. The monitoring and evaluation, a tool which probably I think all administrators and managers talk about it. People will talk it as a small tool by itself which will do wonders or something like that. But to me, I find it should be part of the management process itself. I doing my job and somebody else doing his job is monitoring itself. Because if it's a subordinate submits the report, accounts the work. If it's a senior, he just checks on and then passes direction. If that flow is there, monitoring evaluation is a continuous process. But chances are there that we will look at that, okay, somebody else will monitor evaluation. So by then, I think things become too late. When that happens, the results, absence of effectiveness, efficiency, and waste of resources occur. As per my experience, monitoring and evaluation is a part of the responsibility.
Last 1 minute, Dasho.
Okay. If every person, be it in office, shop floor, company, or in the field, does his job, then we can say there's a system of monitoring everything. The other thing is I would like to talk about is the principal trading practices. Thus, in modern 21st century, in Bhutanese parlance, we are saying that Lunga Yisum, with body, mind, and speech, we will do this, we will not do that. Probably in terms of speech, but then this needs to be also followed in practice by you mean what you say, what you talk, what you think. It is thus necessary that Bhutanese need to be truly virtuous in thought, speech, and said. So this is why I'm saying, the GNH is in a way influenced by Buddhist conception, but yet on the other hand, these practical things have to measure up to the needs of the hour. Unless and until we do that, I think Bhutanese would not be able to really, I think, enjoy the works, the success of our policies and everything. The other thing is in a business is social responsibility, which I think a lot of people have also come up with models. And a lot of social. Now that has to be something which is a commitment of the corporate or business sector to not only to fulfill their interests, but something which would generally meet the needs of the general society. And in that case, it's not only the general society per se, but the society sections which really need the support. So in the end, I would like to make 3 summations. It is important that whatever business Bhutanese would, be it under GNH or under economic terms, it has to be respectful and it should bring value addition to the society in a positive manner. So much so that all we do should measure up to the Bhutan standards at least, if it's possible, yes, ISO standards. So we have to build culture of ethical business. Bhutanese business should be trusted business, both in the country and outside. And GNH business should be such that it enhances the social well-being. If that is not happening, I don't think it is the business that is having measuring up to the GNH concept. So third point is obviously whatever products and services that our business would generate, it should be something which should in the end promote quality products, quality services that would be speaking as brand Bhutan products. So in short, these are, I think, few things I would like to share. Some of the points that I would have had the time being there, but I would not like to take on your time. Particularly, it is late, and secondly, I'm sure I'm coming on your way of sumptuous dinner. So thank you so much.